Hi, this is Summer with Summer's Tips and Stitches, and this is a yarn chat video. I'm just looking around to make sure I have everything set out. Okay, so I'm going to start out showing you a few things that I finished. Then I'm going to show you a few yarny things I bought. And a couple videos ago, I said I was going to show you a video of my son kicking, and somehow that did not make it into the kicking or punting. I can never remember which one. He does both, but I'm not going to know the difference when I show you in the video. I think punting is where they drop it onto their foot and he has got to catch it and then drop it, whereas kicking is when it's on the tee. So anyway, I'll put a clip of that in there, you guys, because he is a really good kicking, punting guy. And then also I had forgotten, I'm actually making this video twice because I still have some Moriah Elizabeth things that I have been opening. The mini mystery plushies too. And then also that just reminded me, I'm going to try to do some computer work while I'm here with you guys, just because I just found a new YouTube video, a new YouTube channel that I really liked that I want to tell you about. Okay, so here we go. Finishing things. I did make another star blanket. I had two people in my life that had babies. And so this is a Michael's Loops and Threads yarn. I had told you in the previous video when I chose the big twist for the last that I was going to make something with this. This yarn is so beautiful. It's like super soft. But it's kind of, it looks overall, like in person, it looks white with just like these little, but when you look in camera, it looks like pink, yellow, blue, purple, green, all those colors together. It is so beautiful. Now, I will say the downside to working with this yarn is that it does split. You have to pay attention. Even with using the clover crochet hook, it does split. So I finished this. I used 2 full skeins, and actually I just have this last end to weave in. It went really quick. The pattern for this, as I've said before, is on the Yarnspiration website. So I type into Google Yarnspiration, and then I type in baby blanket star crochet. Comes up right away. And then you can download it onto your computer, and then you can print it. Usually when I go to put the link in, for whatever reason, because they want you to go to the Yarnspiration site, usually the thing that happens is it goes right back to the Yarnspiration. Even when I put the baby blanket star crochet pattern link part in there, it just right away goes back. So I've had trouble with that before. I'm thinking about moving my camera because I feel like you're getting to see my double chin. Okay, so let me try it this way. Well, that's a little better. Okay, that's better. So I finished that baby blanket. It honestly did not take me as long as the other one, and I think that is because when I was making the other baby blanket, the one that I gave to my family member, I was changing colors. Which leads me to the next part. I used the remnants or the scrap yarn from that baby blanket, and I made this hat. One of the things that I've liked to do, which kind of looks terrible in this hat, is I like to take a variegated and I like to choose a solid color that's in that variegated and go every other row. So I did the brim solid purple, and then you can kind of see here, I started doing the variegated purple. But the reason it started looking real wonky is because in the variegated is almost the exact same purple that was the solid color I was using. So then there would be full sections where you can't tell that it was the variegated and purple. You can sort of see right here how there's like a splotch of orange. So, I mean, the hat overall, there's some angles of it that are cuter than others, but I would say, honestly, I don't recommend what I just did. These two big twists, and then you can kind of see in that bag right there on the floor, I had got at my Joann's for $2.99 a skein, and they had a bunch of variegateds and a bunch of solids. And I bought like 4 of this variegated Fun Brights, 3 or 4 purple, a ton of that pink, blue, and white. So I did make this hat. I made another of this hat. I can't remember the name of this yarn. It's at Hobby Lobby. Again, it's knitted variegated, so up here it does very good striping, but when you start to do the decrease, it starts to do this weird like chunky look, but that's okay. I'm going to put a big fluffy pom-pom on it, and that's the part that's on top of your head. But the reason I'm showing you these two hats is this is the same hat pattern. This is Ross's hat, and this is one with like a 5 to 6 inch knitting before you do the decrease. And so this is nice size for like a big-headed person or maybe a man. But you can shorten this and make these cute littler hats by just doing 4 inches of straight knitting before the decrease. So that's why I really love Ross's pattern. I can try to put a link in the description to his page. When I wanted to find his pattern, he has it on Ravelry. But then also, again, I just went to Google and I typed in Ross's YouTube channel name, Smells Like Yarn. And then I typed in the Ross hat, because that's what he calls it. And he has his own website, and it came right up, and I was able to click on it and download it. And yeah, that's how I got that. So in the last couple weeks since I've made like a yarn chat type video, I have made a baby blanket and 2 hats. Now on to the things that I bought. I went to Hobby Lobby with some friends last weekend. All my stuff is on the floor that I talk about. When I make a video, it get real messy because I kind of pile up on this side things I want to talk about, and then I pile up on this side after I've talked about it. And then if I'm real lazy, I don't put it away. All that stuff sits piled up. Okay, so these are the things that I bought at Hobby Lobby. Okay, you ready? First thing I got, I was looking for more of this yarn, which they did not have. And this is the Hobby Lobby in Appleton. Yeah, I went to Appleton because some friends and I went to a John Chris concert, or a comedian show. But we decided to make a day of it. So we went up to this store that's called Ye Old Goat. And it's like a big vintage craft store type store where makers and creators can rent a booth, and you just like weave your way through. And a lot of people clean up and resell vintage items, or they make those vintage items into crafts or projects. And then a lot of people are just making crafts, crochet and all that. We're preparing for like the Halloween season, so you guys, crazily enough, there was a lot of weird things. Like there was old vintage baby dolls with no heads, and they'd like attach a pumpkin to it. Or there was like one, I'll see if I can find the picture. At the end, I'll insert a bunch of stuff. If it's not in there, it's because I deleted it. I took a picture to send to Maddie. It was a old baby doll. So like, you know how they have the fabric bodies and they have their like arms and legs that are hard plastic? It was old and dirty, so it had to have been from like the 80s. It was an older style doll as well, because you know dolls now have these big weird eyes. Anyway, and they put her naked in a bird cage. So she was just sitting there with her, I mean, obviously it's the cloth body, so there's no bits or anything. But it was so weird, just this doll with no dress or jammies, just in a bird cage. I'm not a creepy person. I'm not a Halloween person, and those of you who are, great. I'm not judging. But as someone who is not, I just don't understand why you would put a doll in a bird cage. But they did. I took a picture of it, sent it to Maddie, and she thought it was hilarious. So she likes the creepy stuff. She likes scary movies. Clearly I don't. Okay, so, but that was a really great place. I got some really great ideas, and I did buy a pair of earrings there. Then we went to dinner, and then we went to Hobby Lobby, and then we went to the comedian show. At Hobby Lobby, I bought one of my favorite of all time yarns from Hobby Lobby. When I was in Alaska a couple summers ago, I was knitting hats out of this. Float Along. I love this yarn. Literally, I love this yarn. Also, I got this one. I don't remember seeing this at my Hobby Lobby. This one's called Poolside Siesta. A lot of the kids in my class this year put teal or aqua as their favorite colors. And I'm making a hat that is their favorite color. And then I'm just going to give them that hat. I'm not letting them choose this year because I really want to give them a cute little present. Somebody was like, oh, let them choose, because I said that a couple videos ago. I want to give them a little gift bag with a hat and a pom-pom and something in there. So I'm trying to make the hat based on their favorite color. Okay. And then this one is aqua black, and I love this. Many of you who have been my yarn friend for a really long time ago will remember that Hobby Lobby had a yarn, and it was a weight 3, and it was very much like this. This kind of like, I always feel like this reminds me of a butterfly. I don't know why. I did start knitting with it. Look at how nice that is. Isn't that looking really nice? Of course, I'm knitting the Ross hat. It's the only hat I ever knit. It's the only hat I know how to knit. I live in Wisconsin with Ross, and I don't know why he just doesn't come over here and teach me how to make a better hat. Okay, then I also bought these because I want to put these in the Christmas present bags for my second graders. These were 50% off. It was Hobby Lobby has just brought out a bunch of Christmas stuff, and all their Christmas stuff right now is 50% off. So I bought those now. Had to get 3 packs of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. They're $5, but $2.50. The yarn was 30% off, so I won. And then I bought myself a book, which I have not gotten a chance to read. It's Karen Kingsbury, because I love books. Someone Like You, and apparently it's a major motion picture. So I'm gonna read this book first. It has something to do with I'm just real quick reading through here. Twin sisters that were separated. I don't know if they were separated at, it was an IVF procedure. So they may not have even ever been in the same womb. Yeah, one was adopted as an embryo. So I'm pretty excited about reading that. Very controversial at this time. No, not really. I'm fine with it. It's going to be a romantic story. Okay, now the other thing. So that was last weekend. Yesterday, I did a bit of running around with my nieces and my son, interestingly, Jeron. And we went to the Dollar Tree. I have my sister's kids here with me for the weekend because her and her husband are going on a birthday celebration for her husband. So we got the pleasure of buying him birthday presents. And so I went to Five Below. I didn't buy anything that you guys would care about there for me personally, except for I did buy this makeup brush. I like these kind of like real flat makeup brushes for when I put my concealer down here. That's what I like. So I bought a new one of these because you guys, and this is a real dirty fact about me, I don't clean out my makeup brushes. I just throw them away and buy a new one. And that is because I don't buy high quality, expensive makeup brushes. I buy them from the Dollar Tree, from Ulta, hand-me-downs. I had got some from when my Nana had passed. Mary Kay ones. Those are the most expensive ones I've ever had. So when they get real dirty with makeup, I just throw them away and buy a new pair. Okay. Then when we were at the Dollar Tree, we went from Five Below to the Dollar Tree. You guys, I was so excited for multiple reasons. First of all, they had these giant yarn cakes. Or yarn. Look at this. Just Premier, £1. Now my Dollar Tree is upgrading themselves. They have a 5 and below section. Just like Five Below now has a 10 and below section. But anyway, this was $5. While I was hemming and hawing how many of these I should buy, I met one of your subscriber friends. I didn't get your name. Of course, she did confuse me with cinnamon stitches. I hope kind of a little bit the cinnamon stitches gets confused. People think she's me a lot too. I think that would only be fair. To be fair, we both have stitches in our name and we both have brown hair and we both talk about crochet. So there's really a lot of similarities there. But anyway, we chatted and she chose some yarn. It's very exciting. She's not even from Oshkosh. She drove from someplace that has river in the name. I can't remember now. To come to my Dollar Tree. Now, my Dollar Tree has had yarn for a while, but it's a little tiny Premier skeins. Do you see right down there? Those like yellowish, right there, those purple and yellow ones. They had those when I first saw them. I bought a ton of them. And I actually made a candy corn hat for one of my nephews. And then they started getting some velour ones, and then they got a cotton yarn, and that is always very picked over. But these big giant ones, wow. They had black, navy blue, white, and then like a reddish burgundy. And like I said, the subscriber friend and I were chatting, and we decided they are cheaper than the Karen 1-pounders that are at Joann's. So I bought 2. The reason I bought 2 is frequently, here, I'll even show you. When I was trying to make this big bear from my amigurumi book, as you can see, his head is crooked. I suck at sewing them on. Do you see how his nose is twinkly? Because I couldn't find any solid black at the time. So I won't be out for a while. I bought a solid black. And then I bought blue because quite a lot of people, as I said in my class, their favorite colors are aqua, teal, and blue, dark blue, navy blue. I have a very blue group. So I got a blue. So hello to the yarn friend. This is actually like the 3rd or 4th time, well, maybe actually more than 3 or 4. I got recognized, obviously, just at this Dollar Tree Sitch. And then there was a gal that I saw at Joann's a bit ago. She's actually been in my prayers. I can't remember her name, I'm sorry. I thought it was like Kathy or Kat. And she has heart problems, so we should keep her in our prayers. And then a couple times at Joann's, a few subscribers in this area in Oshkosh watch me, which, you know what? That's strange but fun. Strange but fun. I feel weird that I'm here, but I mean, it's not weird that they watch me. It's weird that I'm here in a town where people watch me. You know what I mean? But then I've never seen them in real life anywhere else except for at Joann's, which that's our place. So if I'm going to see anybody, it's either going to be Joann's, Hobby Lobby, Dollar Tree for the 1-pounders. And now, you guys, celebration into the next, almost to the next station. Next talking point. Guess what? Michael's is opening November 1st. And you guys, this is a deal, and this is a secret. That's actually a school day, November 1st. So I'm trying to decide, do I take the morning off? I don't need to take the whole day off. But if they're opening at 10, do I get a sub for the morning so I can be at the grand opening? Is that weird? I'm going to ask one of my friends at school and see what she thinks. So after I did all that shopping and all that, I started my way home, and I saw that one of my neighbors was having a yarn sale. And she's had yard sales on and off, and I know that she's a crafty lady. So I popped in there just to see what was going on. And she sells some of her crochet. She does crochet. She had a gorgeous big umbrella that she had crocheted on, baby blankets, baby sweaters, and then she's selling some of her craft, which sometimes makes me feel bad. And once I started chatting with her, turns out her husband passed away, and they had a condo in Florida that they would winter in, and then they have their home here in Wisconsin. And obviously she can't afford to keep both open, so she's selling the condo, and then she can't even really keep living in her home without the income or whatever financial provision she had with her husband. So her son's moving in. In order to make room for her son, she's having to sell off a bit of her hoard. And then I think about this. If my husband dies, is one of my kids going to make me start getting rid of my hoard? So I then felt like I needed to buy something, right? So I did. I found something. Ta-da! This very much reminds me of Ombre Life fingering yarn. She very nicely caked it. As you can see, it is very thin. It's thin strands of like a thread together. Do you see that? And it is cotton. There's 6 of them. And so I bought this bag of these yarn for $10. So that's a huge deal. She also has a lot of fabric. I think she was a quilter because they were kind of small. The only thing that I make with fabric when I sew are the liners of crochet or knit bags, and then pillows. And she didn't have any pillows fabric that I would want for my pillows in my classroom, because kids get them dirty. We have this terrible black mulch at our school, and it gets everything mulchy. It's like made of black tires. It's recycled black tires that have been made into, We call it mulch, little chunked up little niblets. And it's disgusting. So every year you have to redo your, I call it my cozy corner or the reading corner or the reading nook, whatever you want, because it gets all black with mulch. So anyway, that is all the buying that I did. That's a lot of buying. Now I got a package in the mail. Diane, a yarn friend, heard me hemming and hawing about what I was going to do. Last year, if you remember, I was in the hospital with Flynn, and so I did not put pom-poms on my hats. I just knitted the hats. And this year, I've been debating putting pom-poms on all the hats again. Because I'm also a bit over my hat number. I only have 20 kids in my class this year. And I have darn near 50 to 60 hats. So I was going to finish up my hats, make sure I have one in every color that they like. And then, to be fair, knitting hats is my stress reliever. I just feel relieved of stress when I'm just sitting there knitting. So she offered to send me her pom-poms. She apparently didn't like using them, or I like to use the detachable pom-poms when I make hats. My first year, I did not do that. And when the parents threw their hats in the washer and the dryer, these faux fur pom-poms clump up in a nasty little mess. So I started using the ones that snap on. So she's like, I'd love to donate you my snap-on pom-poms. She's like, hi, Sunbury, here are the snap-on pom-poms. I'm glad you can use them. Happy to give them to you. God bless your kiddos and your precious family. All the best, Diane. Oh, and it's butterflies. Yeah. So she gave me a lot of these. I don't even know if I will need to buy some now, because it looks like 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So I think I'm good on that. So thank you so much. I do have a couple left over. I do have some that somebody once made me that are not snap-onable. And I have some that are tied or stretchy. They sometimes have a little elastic, which then I feel like you have to sew a button on the inside of the hat and then pull that elastic through a hole and loop it around the button. That's how I use those. I don't know how other people use them. So thank you, Diane. I think that is all the things I have here. I'm now going to insert a clip of my wonderful little Jer Bear kicking or punting. I think I'm gonna choose the punting one. If punting is when you drop the ball onto your foot after you catch it. This is only his sophomore year of high school, so by the time he's a senior, I will be a master at football terminologies. And then I'm gonna insert the clip of me opening, and you can see right over my shoulder, the Moriah Mystery Mini Plushie Series 2. Which I actually did not realize were all dessert themed. I'm obsessed with Moriah Elizabeth. I've been watching her channel for years with my daughter, and she does these squishy makeovers. People can mail her in old broken up squishies, and then she has the talent, the art talent, to glue them together, paint them, make them into these cute little somethings, little creatures. She loves rainbow, which I do too. She loves dessert, she loves animals, they're cute. I oftentimes really feel like a few of the crochet things I've made in the past, like you can see that little ice cream cone back there, right there, is very Moriah Elizabeth-ish. And then a couple years ago, I think, maybe a year ago, no, 2 years ago, because it was this year's 4th graders. One of you lovely subscriber friends purchased and sent me the Moriah Elizabeth crochet patterns. Because Moriah Elizabeth's mom is a crocheter. And so I have made a tiny Georgie, which I made a video of a bit ago. And then I made a giant Georgie, and that's one of her characters that her mom made into a crochet pattern. In the velour in the Bernat blanket yarn. So I love watching her channels. I love all the things she does. She does the squishy, she does drawings, she does dollar store makeovers. But the reason why I'm telling you is because there was another channel I found, and I wanted to recommend. She's got 293 subscribers. Now, she does not crochet, but she's crafty. And it's really, like, sometimes I like to just, while I'm sitting here knitting, I like to just watch a real nice, or a crocheting, just a crafty gal. And she does do some really amazing things. Okay, I'm going to tell you all the amazing things, and then I'm going to put my links in, and the video will be done, okay? So one of the things she does are doll makeovers. So she buys those big-eyed Disney dolls that she'll tell you. One of them, I think, was Belle. They're about this tall, those dolls. They're like in between the 8 and 12-inch dolls. And she like strips it down. You guys, she literally pulls their hair out. Then she reroots it. So she's got some kind of a talent or skill that I've not ever seen before. She cuts a little hole carefully in their head, pulls out all their existing hair, reroots it, and then she glues, and she cuts it a very special way so that she can get that part back on. And then they have whatever color hair she needed. And then she makes them clothes. She repaints their faces. She gives them accessories, makes them a little necklace or whatever for the theme that she's turning that doll into. The whole reason I found her is because she did a Moriah Elizabeth inspired doll. Moriah Elizabeth made a squishy called the Donut Queen. You guys, I know I'm a child in a grown-up's body, but I like to crochet this. I actually found it when I was crocheting those donuts. You remember when I got those amigurumi kits and I was making all these donuts? Okay, so that's why I feel like Moriah and Elizabeth, like I'm the yarn version of Moriah Elizabeth. I make a lot of the things that she makes in squishy form. But anyway, this gal made a doll, head to toe, and she made Nilla, the Donut Queen's pet. I mean, I'm going to put a link in the description. Just if you have a few minutes to appreciate the amount of talent this lady has. Then she also made some of her own squishies, and I like watching that stuff. I think they're cute. She actually has watched all of Moriah Elizabeth's videos and then gone and made every single squishy that Moriah Elizabeth made. She's made her own version to have at home. And I'm like, girl, I'm jealous. I have zero squishy ability. Once you see these videos, you'll understand what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I have a few fans out there that also love Moriah and know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, she calls herself Doll for Dorks. The other thing that she does that I think is really amazing, she has real editing talent. She's a real video maker. She's not me that talks on this video and puts these clips together on the iPhone. Her kids are involved in these videos too, because her kids, of course, just like mine, were the ones that got her into watching and making this content. So she spends time with her kids in doing this. And because she's a good mom and doesn't feature her children in the videos like sometimes I do, she has like these little cartoon characters that pop on the screen when she's talking. Now, she herself isn't in the videos either. You only see her hands and what she's working on. And then when her daughter wants to say something, this like little drawn cartoon, not movable cartoon, but like a picture, like she drew her daughter and then it pops in or something. I can't explain it. You'll see. I'm going to sneeze. It's coming. Her daughter and her, I want to say maybe they go by fake names. So they're not like Sarah, John, and Becca. They're like Squiggly and something. Their little caricature pops in. It's so cute. All that to say, I'm going to put a link in the description to her Donut Queen doll because she sews their clothes, makes their jewelry. It's amazing. And then just give her a little subscribe. Her content is like 100 times cooler than what she's got some real talent. Very artistic, very creative, great editing skills, super funny. She's a little younger than me, I think, because she called herself a millennial, and she's got a little, I think she's British American because her kids sound like they have an American accent, but she still has a little bit of that British accent in there. So she has some fun slang that we don't really use here in America. But anyway, I just thought she was a great channel to give a shout out to. And, you know, some of us crafty people love all kinds of crafts. My main craft is yarn, but I enjoy watching other people craft. So I'll put a link in the description to her actual channel so you can subscribe. And then I'll put a link in the description to her Donut Queen doll. Wow, is all I can say. Kudos to you. I mean, it was amazing. Okay, so now hopefully is going to come the football and then my own Moriah Elizabeth mystery plushie opening, in case you're wondering what's the next one I got, because I've been putting these at the end of my videos. And I think that's it. All right, thanks. Oh, I can't do the closure because I do that close at the end of the mystery make. Okay, so here comes the clips. Hello, this is my segment where I'm opening Moriah's Mini Mystery Plushie Series 2. I've got 3 more to open. I started with 7. So far, I got pickles as a dessert. I got this little, I keep forgetting what this one's called, this little bear in a dessert. I got Panda, Sprinkle Panda, whoop, and I got Georgie as a waffle cone. So I've got Derp with a donut, Shelly and Eustace, Nilla Dog, or Chocolate Cupie. As you can tell, I'm not thrilled to get Chocolate Cupie. I opened Mini Series 1 all in one shot. I can, of course, I'm going to put these in a Moriah Elizabeth playlist. I had problems with the last one, too. I need to get something sharp to help me get in here. I just took my fake nails off, and so my nails are short. Okay. Alrighty. I'll open it so that you guys can see first. All right. And then once I open it up and I'm not looking, I'm going to feel around. I know what this is. This is Cupie. It's Chocolate Cupie. I can feel its weird little body. Yep, but I mean, she's not terrible. I almost, you know what? I'm probably going to say, I think I like Cupie chocolate better than white with the pink head. All right, thanks for watching and subscribing. Thanks for liking and sharing my videos. And until the next video, happy crafting. Bye.